for us, we've got to pick up the phone. And we do have a very special guest this time around. A friend of mine, you might know him as Cole One. I know him as Jason freaking Lake, man. How's it going, Jake?
I'm doing well. How you doing, brother?
Hey, you know what? We're doing what we got to do over here. We're surviving for the Dreamhack Masters Spring 2020. And so far, your boys have put up quite the performance, quite the showing. And the reason I've asked you on today is I kind of want to look behind the scenes a little bit. I want to get more of a bigger picture of the org side of things in terms of, yes, your team is in Europe and it's working out. Can you talk to us about it?
Yeah, you know, we had this crazy last-minute trip to Europe for qualification for the majors. So they went to Spain, and then we had a quick stop in Sweden, and then they ended up in Copenhagen, and some of the players went home. And it's been pretty crazy. You know, huge shout-out to Rush and Obo, who have been living in Europe in hotels for months during a global pandemic. That's pretty serious dedication in my book. And huge shout out to Shondo, our cameraman, who's continued to pump out content from there. And Josh, our assistant GM, has been living with them this entire time. So imagine while all this is going on, you're living in a hotel and gaming out all day. So yeah. I have great appreciation for these guys. And, you know, they're really dedicated, you know, really appreciate their efforts.
So what you're saying is there's a little bit of a support staff even for these two gentlemen on their own there in the European lens. I think it's Denmark, right?
Yeah, you know how we roll. We always do our very best to make sure our players are supported and have the best care in the industry. And we couldn't do that without guys like Josh and Sean looking out for them. And this has been quite an adventure, you know, with everything that's going on. But, you know, combined with the guys back at home and girls that are helping, so far, so you know, it's going well, and we're getting incredible practice in Europe. You know, the team is still on the new side. We're like 6 months in, but this practice has been invaluable, and I think we're playing really well right now. I think it's going to take more time to get to our potential, but today was a great win. You know, Mouse is amazing. They might not be at their peak form right now, but they're still Mousesports, right? And we just handed them a pretty easy 2-0. So I'm proud of our team and I'm proud of our guys, and I just hope they can keep their heads on straight, you know, and keep improving.
Yeah, that Sean guy seems to be everywhere, or I think that's his tagline. It could be wrong. It's everywhere Sean. Anyway, it's kind of cheesy.
Yeah, that's right.
Who did we have first? Was it Christine? Was it you or Halvor?
I think it was Halvor.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm happy to jump in because obviously, as you said, this team is still in, I guess, the newer stages of its lifespan and everything. Have you been, I guess, well, how is your general opinion on the progress of the team, right? Because you go through Road to Rio, you guys pretty much take a map off of every single team you play, I think, bar Fnatic, but you don't actually get the W's. Like, did you see enough? Have you seen enough progress from the guys to be happy with how everything is coming along?
Yeah, we had some frustrating matches. Lately, we've had a difficult time closing out. So what the team really wanted to do is we've gone back and we've been playing the weekly grid series, and we won the last 2 weeks. And sometimes stepping back out of that top 5, top 8, constantly playing the best teams in the world and just learning how to win again and just learning how to calm again and getting that groove back can be really beneficial. I think we saw that today. This team's worst enemy is itself at times. I think we've got the talent, we've got the skill, we've got some young guys mixed with some older experience. And as long as we can get it together internally, as long as they can be humble and play together as a team, I think the sky's the limit. I really do. I think we can be one of the very best teams in the world. And I think we showed that today. So we're just trying to stay positive, work really hard. On the organization side, we're trying to support them the very best we can. We really believe in our guys. We really believe in our team. And we think they're going to be kicking a lot of ass in the near future.
How has the atmosphere been within the Cole guys? I mean, transitioning from online to LAN, or LAN to online and everything for these past few weeks, and the fact that all of your players are in a foreign environment. Has the practices been going as smoothly as this 2-0 versus Mousesports showcase? Or, I mean, how much work is being put on behind the scenes?
I'll answer the end of that question first, is I don't think anybody outworks us. You know, led by Blame F and Jamie, our coach, our guys work extremely hard and put in a ton of time all the time. And if anything, it's one of the first teams I've had where I've like, you guys got to relax a little bit, chill out, like go out, you know, get away from the game for a minute, because they work super hard and play super hard. The irony with our team is I think we're actually better on LAN than online. So it did take us some time to learn how to play a lot of these events online. And if you look at our track record, I think our shots are hitting better on land, which is usually a great thing, right? But in a global pandemic, it turns out it's not the best. But I think we're making good progress. We're not to where we want to be by any stretch of the imagination. We want to build a roster that is mature and selfless and outworks everyone else and respects their teammates and is hopefully good for 3, 4, 5 years and not just, 12 months or 18 months like we see with some of the rosters that have come and gone in the past. And I think these guys are capable of it. I think they've got the skill. I think they've got the mindset. I think they've got the support. And I'm really excited about the future.
Well, let's continue that roster conversation a little bit. Obviously, you guys have found success here over Mousesports, but it seems like there's a little bit of a change going on within CS itself. It seems like it might be even evolving in real time yet again. And Jason Lake, you've seen just about everything that this game has to throw your way. What is your take on the addition of 6th, 7th, 8th players to rosters and sort of like what we're seeing with Astralis? Do you think that could be the future of Counter-Strike?
I think it's really interesting, and I'm definitely following it closely. As you know, Trace, team chemistry and comms, it's a very sensitive thing. So can you add that 6th? Can you add that 7th? I believe you can if it's done right, and Astralis obviously has one of the best support systems in all of gaming. I think it's incredibly important that everyone in this industry starts paying closer attention to the mental health of our players and the industry at large. So if you're hearing your players saying, hey, I'm struggling, this grind after 3 years of this is really not doing right by me, I'm not healthy, then it's our obligation as team owners and support staffs to do what we can do to support that player. And if that means, hey, take 3 months off and we're going to bring in a sub, then I think that's what we have to do. I don't know that it'll become the norm, but I really respect the fact that they're looking out for the mental health of their players. And I think as an industry, we all need to continue to pay more and more attention to that so we can all live in this ecosystem in a healthy way, in a supportive way, and be positive about what we're doing here instead of just burning through people, like some sweatshop. I don't think that's what anybody wants. So hat tip to Astralis, and I think we're all interested to see how it's going to work out.
Yeah, I almost take them as sort of a guinea pig of the whole idea and just seeing where they take it. Let's see what they do. If it works for them, odds are it might work for some other teams too, as does their in-game strategy. So, Jason Lake, I'm going to let you go. I really, really appreciate you coming on here talking to us. Is there anything you want to say outward to the Complexity fans or even the Cowboy fans at this point?
Even beyond our direct fans, I just want to reach out to, I know there's a lot of people that are really suffering out there. I know this is an incredibly difficult time for a lot of people. It's caused a lot of anxiety. It's caused a lot of fear. I just want to say at a very high level, we will get through this. The world has endured and survived much, much worse things than this virus. So stay positive, support your friends, reach out, and we'll all get through this together. And if you want to get through it with Complexity, definitely always happy to have you in our Discord and our socials. And we greatly appreciate anyone who's kind enough to support us. Thanks so much for having me, guys. Good to see you.
Thank you, Jason Lake. Round of applause, of course, for the man that is the owner and also the myth man and legend himself, Cole One, if you can even remind yourself back to that far. And surely someone can get a link going there to, I think it was Complexity Redemption would have been the one that would have been a good baseline for you to